Idaho hello for Paula Dean and all my friends out there of Real Women of Philadelphia. Welcome to the farm. 4 years ago, my husband decided we should grow a bigger garden. And so our garden is now a half-acre garden that we soon realized a tractor would sure be handy. So I told my husband, okay, but it's got to be green. After searching and searching, we finally found my dream tractor. And yes, it is green. I love my John Deere tractor. Let's come on in and we'll get to doing some cooking. While I was out in the garden this morning planting zucchini, I suddenly remembered this recipe that we all just love, and I wanted to share it with you. And I think all of my garden helpers are going to be hungry when they come inside, so this will be waiting and ready. It's called my oven-baked frittata pie. First of all, I'm going to put in 1 cup of Bisquick, which I've already measured out, and my grated zucchini. And I put this in the freezer out of the garden last summer, and so I can make it all year long with that being ready. I've also got my red and green peppers that I froze last year, and I freeze them in my little craft jars. When you buy your little craft cheese, you get all these nice little jars, and they work so good for freezing peppers and onions and things. They seal up tight, and because they are glass, you don't get an odor in your freezer from your veggies. So if you've got any of those hanging around, don't throw them away because they're so good. Next, I'm going to put in my 3/4 of a cup of cheese. The recipe calls for 1.5 cups, but I divide it out in half, and I'll save the 3/4 for later. Then goes in 2 tablespoons of olive oil, and I've got a grated onion, just kind of a medium-sized onion, and I didn't probably grate up every bit of it. I used a real fine grate, and just when it got to where I couldn't hold on to it anymore, I decided that was enough. And I grate the onion because I don't want them to be able to see it in there, because if they see it, then they don't want to eat it for some reason. So that's why I grate the zucchini also. Next goes in a cup of cooked, diced, chopped bacon. You can use ham or even chicken or turkey. It's just fine. I've used all kinds. And I've even done it without any meat at all, and that works out great too. Next, I'm putting in a teaspoon of diced fresh sweet basil and some salt and pepper. About 1/2 teaspoon of salt and 1/8 teaspoon of pepper. And I'm just going to stir that around and kind of combine that Bisquick in with my veggies and spices, just so it looks like so. So that part is ready to go. You can see this is a mighty fast and quick little dish to make. Over here I've got another little mixing bowl that I'm going to dump my 4 eggs into, and I've cracked them all out, and then I'm going to put in 4 ounces of my Philadelphia cream cheese. And yes, this is the magic ingredient that makes this frittata so moist. As it mixes in with that Bisquick, you just get a really moist frittata that is unbelievable. Okay, got it looking good here. And then you just simply dump that all together. And fold in the egg mixture. Doesn't take a lot of mixing for this part. I made this recipe up a few years ago when we had so much zucchini and so many green peppers that I didn't know what to do with. And we've just been making it and enjoying it ever since. Into my dish. If you wanted to make individual servings, you could use your little custard cups or individual ramekins and just put it into there. But today I'm using an oval casserole dish. It measures 8 by 12 by 2, but just about any casserole dish. If it had deeper sides, it would still work. But there you go. You've got it all in there, and it is ready to go into the oven. I've preheated my oven to 350 degrees, and I'm going to put it in for 30 minutes, and then we will check it. And it just needs to look golden brown when that's done. And then we will put some toppings on and finish it up in a few. Well, it's baked for about 35 minutes, and it is looking really nice. Let's take it on over here and finish it up. I've got my other 3/4 of a cup of cheese that I'm just gonna put over the top here. And then we're gonna cover this up with some tin foil just to let that heat melt the cheese. And I just choose to put the cheese on very last after it comes out so that it doesn't get tough and crunchy. This way it'll stay soft. And once that's melted a little bit in there, we'll put some Italian seasoning over the top and garnish it with a few fresh basil leaves. And we will have a great lunch ready for all those hungry helpers. All right, the cheese is all nice and melted. We're just gonna sprinkle on a little bit of Italian seasoning, dress it up a little bit, about a teaspoon or less, depending how much you like that type of a seasoning. And we'll stick in a few little fresh basil leaves. And there you have a great dish that can be served for breakfast, lunch, or dinner. You decide. If you have trouble getting your kids to eat their veggies, this is a great dish. Grated zucchini is rarely ever detected by kids, especially in cookies or brownies. Hope you enjoy this dish as much as we do. Thanks for watching. And thank you, Philadelphia cream cheese. Come visit us in Idaho anytime. Thank you, Philadelphia cream cheese.